guys, just Jennel here. Okay, quick rant, here I go. Yesterday, I produced and I put together and I typed it all up and I had this wonderful, wonderful blog to present to you guys on my website, justjennelcreations.com. And let me tell you, 3 hours of work gone in a matter of seconds. 1 second I was typing and the next second I was in a meeting. And when said meeting was over, I looked over. My blog was just about done. I was putting in the last 2 words. I know where my fingers go. It went bye-bye. We don't know why. I tried to reach out through chat with their support team. I'm a support team, so I was very calm and I was very thankful that I was within typing, not talking, because every ounce of my being was in grieving. And so they said they couldn't help me recover my deleted document. This document was supposed to save draft every other word. I was hoping and praying when it kept popping up every time I typed a word that was what it was doing. So where did 3 hours of typing go? And it wasn't like 3 hours consecutive typing. I was at work. It was just done in my downtime. But that's not the point. I did not delete. And so, some of my coworkers were very sad for me, and I had to take a breath. And thankful that I have learned to curb my tongue in this moment of instantaneous combustion of words when I'm upset. I calmed. So this video is to let you guys know that a blog will be out by the end of the week. I do have to work the rest of the week, and I don't think I'm going to tackle too much blogging at work unless I put it in a Word document before I put it over. I'm still thinking and working out the kinks. But it is titled The Essential Ingredients for Change. And so I know that has been like the grandest theme that I do. And I think that's because I believe in you guys. And I feel like as a cheerleader, and I've never been a cheerleader. I was never picked for the team. I was more suited for like art and singing and stuff. So, dancing wasn't my thing, so they say. Anyways, I tend to be more of a cheerleader for you guys because it's more of how can I put it? It's a reflection of me. If I'm not motivating, then I'm not motivated. And so I tend to observe the world. I just came from a job where that was my job, was to observe people watch, read body languages and people's expressions and tones and the way they dress and things like that. And so in day-to-day life, I tend to be an observer of people, whether I'm out eating or I'm at work or I'm just walking through Walmart, which is like a really bad thing to do. But anyways, I notice that people tend to get complacent in relationships and jobs and in their lifestyles. And it tends to be, now, okay, it's like a warm, fuzzy blanket. And we all love that warm, fuzzy blanket and a book on a rainy day and a cup of soup. And it's all comforting. And we all like to be in that zone all the time. But we tend to allow the potential that is inside of us, these little things that we are actually really, really good at, but we don't know because we haven't developed those skills or those ideals to their greatest potential. And something that I think that is important to know is that you should constantly, whether it's little baby steps, constantly be evolving into a better version of yourself. Because and do it until you can't do it anymore. Because there are so many naysayers out there, and they're usually your friends. They are usually the people that you think are your cheer team, and they're not. And when you come up against barriers like that, take a step back, okay? Because they tongue in cheek what they believe you to be. It could be a kind compliment, but they're not giving their full truth into that compliment. And so what ends up happening is you have doubt in yourself, and you don't need to have doubt in yourself, because what you present to the world in that time in your life is the best that you have, as long as you're constantly developing, evolving yourself. And the only time that I see in a lifespan, from what I've observed in my lifetime, and the only time in our lives that we cannot do that anymore is when we're dead. I'm not dead. You're not dead. If you're watching this video, you are not dead. I bet when you woke up this morning, your lungs were filled with air. I bet if you were quiet enough, you could maybe even hear your heartbeat in your ear or feel it in your chest. And if you can look down, sometimes you can see it beating. And I bet you first thought of something like, I need coffee. I lost my coffee. It's on the table with the screaming cat. And, or you were like, oh, I don't want to go to work. Those are thoughts. That means you're working. You're alive. You should be doing something. And so this video kind of ties into my blog for the month. And so I really want to, just so you know, my cat is attacking the wall. I love Jimmy. You're a good cat, Jimmy. That was my little sidebar. He's looking at me now. I just want you guys to know that I'm not always going to be on this bill. But change is what is happening now. And it is important for us to map out ways that we can do it. Don't listen to the abusive, manipulating thoughts of your past. Tomorrow was your past, or yesterday was your past. Tomorrow is your future. So what I need for you to do is to start from today. Don't look at your yesterday. We're going towards tomorrow. And I need you to put those negative people, those negative thoughts and everything over here. It doesn't mean that you don't love them. And people that manipulate you in very toxic ways, it can have a lifetime effect on your ability to evolve into the creative or whatever individual that you are. It can have a negative effect, but you have to make conscious, small steps to remove yourself from that past, because it's over here. I mean, look at my hand. I have a little head and I have a little hand, but they're over here. And be thankful for the role that they played in your life. I have very hard memories of my past. That's not the right word, but I do. I have memories that sometimes come in like a hurricane, like Hurricane Matthew. Whirlwind in there, as if the event was happening in that moment. And therapists and doctors like to call it PTSD. And it is a real thing. I have what's compounded PTSD. And every day I struggle with a little bit of it or a lot of bit of it. But I'm not going to allow it to hinder the person that I want to be. the person that I wanted to be as a child, which I think at this point in my life, I do not want to be a singing obstetrician. But as my blog will entail later this week, I am in the process of furthering my education, and I'm going to finish because I am in a healthy relationship in my life. And whether I wasn't or was or wasn't, he was a bear. Anyways, sorry, excuse me. I think this would be the step that I would take, because I've gone as far as I can in my own creative imagination, as much Googling as I can do. I want to fine-tune the skills that I've started on my own, in my own self-taughtness. It's not a word. And I have a story I want to tell, and many of you have known me for many years, and you wonder, how do I smile through it? How do I get through it? Why do I keep pushing forward? And why I'm like this inspiration to some. And some people tell me that I'm an inspiration. And so I always, even in my hardest of hard times, like to put something out there, because we're all human and we need to know that there's other people that are experiencing and dealing with the same thing. We just deal with it in a different way. And yesterday, my coworkers may not have known, but I had to reach out to my boyfriend, and I was like, I'm going to have a panic attack right now. And it was all over somebody breathing. It put my mind in a place that was hindering me from going forward. And in that moment, I had to breathe on my own. I had to go to the bathroom and say, I'm better than my past. My past is not who I am. Now it has developed pieces of who I am, but I'm better than that. I'm not the girl that has to hide in a bathroom. I just breathe and I come forth and I keep going. And that's how I'm going to take the fine-tuned self-taughtness of myself and move forward in hopefully a formal education. I'm kind of excited. I always loved school. It was like my safeguard against the sad times that were waiting for me at home. And I loved it. I loved school. I thrived in school. And even in my college years, the couple of years that I spent in college in Florida, I loved it. 4.0 GPA. It was something I poured every bit of me into. And that time in my life, I believe that dropping out and doing what I needed to do in that moment to save something that I thought was essentially important for me, let's just say, lesson learned, but this go around, I'm going to school for me. I have two amazing boys, and they are living their lives in another state, and I call and I check up on them, and I love them from afar as the most cheerleading mother that I can possibly be, without judgment on the men that they are creating themselves to be. I just tell them that they have to make the choices for them. They have to deal with the consequences of their choices, as we all do. So the choices that I'm making and going forward into, I'm going to finish. And in my blog on justjennelcreations.com, I will be telling you the steps that I'm taking. And they're very essential steps that each and every one of us should take to get to where we want to go in life. So yes, another blog on change. But I think this one was a little bit more informative and more telling you guys that you have to put your past aside to get to where you need to go. But be thankful from where you came from. Because you are wonderful people. We are all wonderful people. If you don't believe in yourself, then nobody's going to do it for you. You are the one that has to get you going. I just believe in you. You have to believe in you. Because if you don't, you're not going to get anywhere. And that will be in my blog. So anyways, it's probably a little bit better written down than when I'm speaking, because I'm like this cat over here. It's a little like, whoa, I see a shadow, I see a wall. The wall, I gotta attack the wall. I don't know why cats attack the wall. If you know, you can leave a comment in the bottom. That'd be awesome. Anyways, I love you guys. Have a great Tuesday. I started out Monday with this grand idea of wonderfulness. It kind of went downhill, but I ended it on a burger and a bath and some video games. And that calmed my mind. So I love you guys. Get through your day, and I hope to see you guys maybe next week. Enjoy. Bye.